Welcome, bottle killers and alike. It's a new episode of Bottle Kill TV. As always, it's one of your hosts, Michael Roche. And as always, we have the often imitated, never duplicated, it's the real bottle killer, ladies and gentlemen.
How are we doing, people? Thank you for joining us.
How the hell are you?
Doing good. Warmed up. So, ready to dive back in with some more Lagavulin.
Yeah, I'm feeling warm. We just did a review of the Lagavulin 16, also worth checking out on our channel. It's like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And today we've got a bit of an interesting one because it's a Lagavulin 11-year-old special release, Offerman edition, rum cask, which I don't really know anything about, but it's actually your purchase,
Yeah.
Jay. So just tell us what's the deal with this?
Yeah, so this is another one of our classic hot off the press reviews. So this was released on Thursday, just last week. So it is a special edition. It's a collaboration that Lagavulin have done with Nick Offerman, who plays a character called Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation. And he's absolutely in love with Lagavulin. There's videos of him in Isla. So they developed this partnership. Bit of branding, bit of collaboration, and this is the fourth Offerman edition, special edition release that they've done together. And this one is matured in Caribbean rum casks. So they've done a few charred oak casks last time. There was a Guinness cask one, which was really good. So yeah, definitely interested to see what the rum cask brings to this whiskey and this partnership.
So how did you find out that this was released? How did you find out that the Lagavulin editions are coming out?
Oh mate, I'm just subscribed to every bloody whiskey email list under the sun, aren't I? So,
But is there any? Because I know the festival releases come out this time of year, and the Diageo are sort of later in the year. Is there any rhyme and reason why it's come out now? Or
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure why they're releasing it around the time of the festival. But yeah, I don't know.
and is there any significance to the rum cask they've gone for that particular for Offerman, or is it?
No, I think it's just different. Like I say, they did a Guinness cask one last time. I think it was charred oak. So I guess they're just experimenting with different casks, mixing it up a bit.
Nice.
Flavor of the year.
I wonder what Diageo's rum brands are. I don't know of them off the top of my head.
No, I don't.
Okay, well let's jump in. Have
Yeah.
you served the Lagavulin? Have you served them in plastic glasses like they like to at the distillery?
Oh no, you only get the finest proper glassware at the Bottle Kill HQ,
Glencairn.
Bottle Kill Studios.
Okay, great. Well,
So we like we said, we're coming off the back here of having just reviewed the Lagavulin 16-year-old. So, it'll be quite interesting since that's, fresh in the mind, fresh on the palate, just to see, obviously it's an 11-year-old whiskey, so it's going to be slightly different, but also it's got the rum cask as well. So I want to explore, how does the rum cask alter the Lagavulin distillate? What are the differences that we're seeing in comparison to the 16 that we've just tried?
this smells nothing like the 16
No, it doesn't, does
at
it?
all. It's got no, and actually, it's not actually a very good note, but I'm getting like soured milk as the first thing that I smell.
Interesting. I've had sour milk kind of off notes in Bladnock whiskey, Bladnock 10-year-old. Eventually, though, do you know what? Like, when that whiskey opened up, I absolutely loved it. At first, I was like, oh my goodness, what is this note? But
Well, it's like just a Roy Walker, like say what you see, say what you smell. This is just what's coming in first. We'll find out if it's good or bad once we, in 5 minutes time.
the smoke's there. Sweetness, I think, as you would expect with a rum cask. I think it's a lot more citrus kind of fruits, lemony. It's got that kind of briny character to it, which you'd expect with the Lagavulin distillate. So it is, it's a maritime, smoky but sweet whiskey, but a lot more sweetness than the 16-year-old. Less of those kind of savoury notes coming through.
Maybe it's contrast. If you put this next to a Speyside whiskey, then I'd instantly get the smoke. But I'm really struggling to get the smoke. I'm really having to work to get the smoke. Get a little bit of the brininess.
Yeah.
But nowhere near compared to what we just had. But again, it could just be contrast.
Yeah, I think there's definitely citrus fruits. I'm getting kind of like tangerine peels there. And vanillas as well. So kind of like vanilla custard, nice fresh pastry. Lots of light, sweet flavors.
Definitely very sweet, very sweet.
Interesting. So again, it's got a lot of the sweetness coming through. I don't think it's certainly not as rich. Actually, it feels like it's coming through a lot thinner than the 16-year-old. I think it doesn't have. We were talking about the 16-year-old only being bottled at 43%, but still holding its own and delivering that kind of richness that we love. I think this is slightly thinner on the palate than I would have expected from a Lagavulin whiskey. And the other thing that I was going to say as well, we reviewed Ardbeg Spectacular recently, and I'd kept it back because I had to kind of a little bit of trepidation around the price and it not being an age statement and being bottled at 46%. So I didn't try it before we reviewed it together, so that it was like a very kind of off the cuff first reaction kind of review. I did open this yesterday, and the reason why I opened it yesterday was because when I initially tasted the Ardbeg Spectacular, I couldn't compare it to like any other Ardbeg whiskey, and then I tried it a couple of days later, and I was like, it's like way similar to Ardbeg 10, but kind of like with a port cask finish. And so I was like, was it just the excitement of it being a new bottle? Like, did I get it right? Did I call it right, or did I kind of miss something? So I wanted to just get a bit of air in this bottle. I opened it yesterday, and then we just poured the dram. But
yeah, I think maybe we rushed it into the glass. There's always the like Ralphie's sort of a minute in the glass for every year in the cask, and we kind of rushed it in between reviews in there because the nose has changed. Just in that time, I'm getting totally different. I'm getting far more of a richer, complex nose than I was previously when I was just getting the soured milk. And then as it's arrived, as I had my first sip, it was kind of thin and rough, straight on the palate. So maybe that's why I'm trying to give it a little bit longer in the glass just to settle, and then maybe I'm gonna feel a little different about it.
Yeah, definitely. It's got a nice finish, lots of spice, kind of like ginger, maybe like pickled ginger, chili flakes, black pepper, those kind of dry in spicy kind of notes.
The power of suggestion, because I one of my favorite flavors is ginger.
Yeah,
like I love ginger beer. I love like ginger ginger shots you get from Lidl.
I
love those things.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was taking a sip, you said ginger, and I felt the ginger. I didn't taste it, and suddenly I was like, actually, I'm getting behind this flavor now, and it's doing more for me.
Yeah, little rum and ginger ale, classic.
Just love ginger,
so
yeah.
maybe that's the Caribbean rum cask giving some nice ginger kind of flavors in the finish there.
Yeah, in any form.
Yeah, but it's way sweeter, isn't it, than the Lagavulin 16? Not as heavy on the smoke, not as medicinal. Still a lot of those kind of classic characteristics. It's got the spice, dry in, maritime salts, kind of like sea salt, crushed sea salt flakes, but sweet. The classic grilled pineapple. You can't have a rum cask without mentioning grilled pineapple.
But I'm yeah. So I'm trying to pick out I'm trying to focus purely on the Lagavulin characteristics in there, and it is very different. It's almost like the Spectacular when we first tried it. We were like, well, it's kind of very different to any Ardbeg that I've ever experienced. Obviously, you've changed your mind on that, but yeah, I'm kind of getting that same feeling, and maybe it is that initial excitement of something new, something different, that I'm not being able to place it. But just saying that, I don't have a lot of history drinking a lot of Lagavulin whiskies, which we explained in the last video.
That's true. Yeah, I like it. I think it is a good solid whiskey. As I say, probably representing the lighter side, the sweeter side of Lagavulin, but the smoke is still definitely there.
The finish is beautiful.
It's really, really nice finish. Long, kind of like simmering, woody embers, just like simmering away, ashy.
Well, my like the rub your tongue on the roof of your mouth test. Right? If it starts making your tongue have a little party in there, then it's then they're always my favorites, and it's doing that. It's doing that because the finish, it's laying there
Mm.
and saying, take a little bit more, take a little bit more, take a little bit more.
I like it, and I think as well, I don't typically reach for peated whiskey. I mean, the weather's beautiful today as we're recording this. It's for the UK it must be about what 23, 24 degrees, which is really good. A really good
Oh,
day.
that's beautiful.
But I like the sweetness that the Caribbean rum cask is bringing to it, and it is it's coming across as a lighter, sweeter style of Lagavulin. But yeah, in this weather on a summer's day, maybe it's like, okay, you don't always need to pick up a bourbon cask matured whiskey to enjoy on a sunny day. You can actually have a nice peated whiskey as well.
So I just put a couple of drops in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would be able to tell you that was Lagavulin
That's
off
honey.
the nose.
Honey kind of sweetness as well on the
It's
palate.
just got this beautiful sweetness to it, yeah.
Really nice. Solid one for me, yeah.
And then with the water, it actually gives it like that sort of oiliness comes out of it. So I think when we started the review, I think it just hadn't been in the glass long
Yeah,
enough. I think we got it just slightly earlier than we should have.
Coming in hot.
But that's what we've been like 14 minutes into this,
Yeah.
so it means that it's just matured nicely in that. I think it's an absolute buy. This
Give it a
it's
pour.
absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it. I think it's a really good Lagavulin. Another good one to add to the collection. Haven't actually had a Lagavulin for a while, so was pleased to see this one come out. And I think what they've started doing with the facial E bottles is you can only get them at the distillery at the festival. They used to actually release them, but I'm sure last year Kalila and Lagavulin, you had to actually get them from the distillery, which I guess is quite good because it makes it more exclusive for the people that are actually going.
But then what, the flippers?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, pleased to see this one come out. I think it's a buy.
Yeah, I think ardent fans of his channel is kind of like this thing that we always talk about. Is like I'm kind of in my red wine era right now. You're kind of in your rum cask era right now, and so and I remember we went to Glengarry. I think it was your whiskey of the year was a rum cask last.
Oh, I was
last
drinking
year,
that.
wasn't
I
it?
was drinking that last night
And
as well.
I
Yeah.
it wasn't my favorite of the three that we tasted at
Yeah.
Glengarry. It's actually a wine cask that I like the most. But this is a rum cask is probably my favorite one. Yeah, I've tried. It's just such a lovely little tipple.
It's a beauty, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
in for a penny, in for a pound.
Absolutely. So yeah. The other thing that I was going to mention as well, I don't think we said at the beginning. Quite pleased to see this coming in under 3 figures, so you can pick this up for £90. Which for an 11-year-old but special edition Lagavulin, I don't think is terrible. But I'll let you make up your minds on that one. All I can say is it's a really enjoyable, lovely display of Lagavulin character with a nice sweetness to it and a lovely lingering spicy finish.
Yeah, and if Offerman wants to come on the channel and have a bevy, then
Can you imagine?
you're
Ron
more than
Swanson.
welcome. You're more than welcome, Ron.
Big
Or
Ron.
Nick, I should say, rather than your character name. So yeah, for me, it's an absolute buy. Easy one for me. I think for you, it's a buy.
For me, it's a buy, yeah.
So it just becomes about real bot killer. Take him out.
Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope everyone had a good time. I've had a good time. Michael, have you had a good time?
I've had a good time.
Great stuff. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and we'll be back for more on Bottle Kill TV. Stay tuned.